Hello guys, this is Dr. Nony from Dr. Nony's Power Lab. Today I'm going to talk to you face to face from my mind without reading from the teleprompter. Today we're going to talk about a very important subject, which is emotional eating. We are a victim of this habit, this behavior, especially that we have a lot of stresses in our lives and we are sleep deprived and we have a lot of conflicts. And one of the things that will make us happy and even comfortable is eating. So today we're gonna differentiate between real hunger and emotional hunger, and how can you identify the triggers and how you can set yourself free from emotional eating and what is the solution for it. Stay tuned. So there is a link between mood and food. Well, there is a lot of biology behind it, and this biology drives behavior. Number one is low blood sugar. When you have a low blood sugar, you will be in a mood of starvation, and this will trigger your body to eat anything in front of it, especially carbs. Number two is cortisol. When you have a stress, you have a very high cortisol level, and this will increase your craving. Number three is low serotonin level. So when you are depressed, you have low serotonin in your brain, and this will trigger you for craving more carbs. And lastly is the dopamine link. This is a happy hormone in your brain. And when you are stressed out or you're sad, you're trying to make yourself comfortable or you want to make yourself happy. So you will start eating carbs, and this will trigger your dopamine to increase. And you're gonna find yourself in this vicious circle because dopamine makes you feel better. So you're gonna start eating more, and then it will be a vicious circle. So low blood sugar, high cholesterol, low serotonin level, and lastly is dopamine link. So what are the common triggers for emotional eating? Number one is sleep deprivation. If you end up sleeping less than 6 hours, this will increase your ghrelin and lower down your leptin. When you increase your ghrelin, you will feel hungry more, and decrease your leptin, you will not feel satiety, or you feel not feeling full, basically. Number two is conflict. When you have a conflict and you feel sad, you're gonna start eating more to make yourself happy. Number three is work stress. When you're stressed at work, you have high cortisol level, as I told you before, and this will trigger you to eat more. And lastly is hormone, especially in females before menstrual cycle, called premenstrual syndrome, or during menopause. This fluctuation of the hormones will trigger the brain to eat more. So sleep deprivation, conflict, stress at work, and hormone. What is the eating cycle? The eating cycle is simply when you have a low mood, you will start craving, you eat more. Let's say you eat a bag of chips. So you feel guilty after that. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna restrict your diet. So you're gonna skip the breakfast the next day. And when you skip a breakfast the next day, you're gonna have a sugar crash. And this sugar crash will trigger your brain to eat more because you're in a state of starvation. And you end up finding yourself in this vicious circle. You feel sugar crash, you eat more, you feel guilty, you restrict your diet, you have a sugar crash, and so forth. So now we're gonna try to talk about the break cycle. So what are the break cycle? How you can set yourself free from that? Number one is pause for awareness. When you find yourself eating emotionally, you need to pause and ask yourself, if this is a real hunger, or are you emotionally stressed and that's why you're eating right now? Number two is called emotional first aid kit. So when you feel like you're about to eat because of your emotions, try to talk to a friend or even go for a walk. Try to distract yourself from eating emotionally. Number 3 is try to eat before starvation, because as I told you, when you have starvation, then you're gonna eat whatever food in front of you, whether it's healthy or not healthy. And lastly is drop the perfection mindset. None of us is perfect. So if you one day if you ate emotionally and you ate a lot of food, don't feel guilty. Say to yourself, I'm a human being, I had a hard time today, I'm gonna try to be aware of it next time, and this will be a success. So what is the mindset shift? As I told you, in order to set yourself free from emotional eating, you need to have a mindset shift. So when you find yourself eating emotionally, you need to ask yourself why you're eating. So you need to name your emotion, if you're stress or sadness or anxiety, and then treat food as your friend, not an enemy. Because if you feel like your food is your friend, even if you find yourself eating emotionally, you still have control, and this will prevent you from going through this guilt cycle. And lastly, curiosity replaces judgment. If you find yourself eating emotionally, try to be curious. Why I'm eating too much today? Instead of judging yourself and putting yourself down. That's very important. So let me tell you about a real story. I have a nurse who works 12-hour shifts, three days a week. Every time she comes from work, stressed out, she starts binge eating in front of TV. And instead of trying to figure out why she's eating too much, she kept eating and she gained a lot of weight. When I spoke with her, I said, why do you think you're eating too much after work? She said that I have a lot of stress from work. We tried to find out. I talked to her. I told her, let's figure out why you're stressed at work and try to express your stress and your emotions when you're at work. And she started doing this little by little. By the time that she was stress-free when she went home, she stopped binging. She started losing weight without even trying to put her on a plan. So if you find yourself eating too much, ask yourself this question, why? And if you look inside you, you may find a reason, and this will help you to lose weight as well. So here's a summary of this video. You need to know the biology. So biology is low blood sugar, low serotonin, high cortisol, and lastly, dopamine link. You know the triggers, the triggers that cause you to eat emotionally. You know the eating cycle, and you know the break cycle, how to stop yourself from getting into this eating cycle. And I told you about the emotional first aid kit, which is go for a walk, talk to a friend. And very important is awareness. Awareness is very important. Look at the pattern, why you eat non-stop. If this is a real hunger or this is emotion. Are you going through a stress at work? Are you sad? Do you have a conflict with your husband? Are you going through a hormonal changes? You need to know why. Because I don't want you to gain weight because of emotions. We are emotional human beings, but we can control our emotions towards food. And once you have control, then I'm telling you, we're gonna have a lot of success of losing weight and also maintaining the weight. Well, I'm looking forward to hear from you, from your comments, because this channel is only because of you, and I would like to help you as much as I can. Like and subscribe, and also next time I'm gonna talk to you about how skipping meals will affect your mood and your blood sugar. Stay tuned. Thank you so much and have a great day.